What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Don't mind the baby throw up. I was babysitting my niece with her cute self, but look at the hair. I dyed it a copper red, so it looks like a brownish red. Kind of reminds me of what my hair kind of looked like when I was little, but it's just super cute and I love it. So here is a short Valentine's Day look. So first we're going to cleanse the skin, and then we're also going to tone the skin, and then next we're going to moisturize the skin. If you haven't looked already at my skin prep video, this is pretty much what you need to do in order to have a great skin prep, a longer lasting base. Cleanse, tone, moisturize, and use whatever it is that you have that you can do that with. So as far as cleansing the skin, I use some micellar water. It is the Bioderma rose toner that I got from Amazon, and this moisturizer that I'm currently using is the Embryolisse cream. Love this stuff. It is so rich. It is so thick, and the way that it lays and emulsifies and just soaks up into the skin is chef's kiss. You hear me? So I'm cleaning off the brows before I go in with some brow gel, and the brow gel I'm using is the NYX brow lift. It's in the little pink and yellow tube. And so the way that I do my brows is I brush them going upwards. I go against the growth and with the growth to put the brow glue in to make sure that it's fully incorporated, and then I mold them down into the shape that I want them to be. Now what I'm doing is concealing the bottom of my brows, and this just helps me with keeping them as even as possible, especially on the bottom. I don't care too much about how the top of them look because I've already molded them into the shape that they need to be. But taking the same concealer, I am then going to use it as the primer for my eyeshadow. So for today's look, for a Valentine's Day look, it's something really simple but elevated at the same time. I knew I wanted to do something with like a dark brown, maybe a little tad bit of a smoky look, but I didn't want to use black. So this is the Juvia's Place, the coffee shop palette, and I'm taking these little dark brown shades, and they're kind of like a chocolate brown, and use a milk chocolate brown to blend those other two shades out as kind of like my transition shade, and took an even darker chocolate shade onto that lid space again to create that radiance of from dark to light. But I wanted to add some shimmer because it's just not a look without shimmer for me, you know? So I put some shimmer on my lids as well. Priming my skin, this is the One Size Blur Secure the Blur primer. I did pop on a lash. These are the Ardell lashes in 420, but I cut them in half because I just wanted a little bit of volume into my natural lashes, and these look just like my natural lashes, especially when mascara is on. So for the rest of my face, I am using the NYX brow, is it brow glue? No, it's the face glue primer on the perimeter of my face, and then I'm taking some color corrector because I have been breaking out. I don't know what's going on, but it's orange color corrector from e.l.f. It's the Camo color corrector, and I am going to correct those dark spots by taking this flat concealer brush that I got from Wet n Wild and just blending that out. I don't blend it out all the way, but I just make sure that it's blended in so it doesn't look too wet. And then next we're going straight in with some foundation. So this is the Colourpop foundation, hydrating foundation in the shade 170 dark 175W, I believe, and I love this foundation. It's super hydrating. It has a good medium coverage, but you can build it up, and I just love the shade match of this. Like, look at the skin, and besides the skin prep, there's something so hydrating about this foundation and the ingredients that it contains that it just gives you that ultimate glow. And what I did with the foundation was pump it on the back of my hands, use my foundation brush to build it up into the brush so I can have an even distribution and coverage. Now I'm going in with some bronzer. This is the About Face bronzer. I believe an internal something. All products are going to be in the description box. I know that. So I'm taking this, actually it's a liquid blush brush from e.l.f., but I'm using it as my bronzer brush, and I only bronze my forehead and my cheek area. So the cool thing about this About Face bronzer, it is actually kind of like a neutral tone bronzer, so it's not as warm as I typically like to go, and it kind of threw me off when I first used it, but it actually looks very natural on the skin, and that's why I really mess with it. For blush, I'm using the e.l.f. Camo liquid blush. Hi husband, hi babes, love you. That's my man, y'all. Yeah, I was excited. Okay, so blush is the e.l.f. Camo liquid blush, and I put those shades in the description box. The concealer that I'm using right here is actually the, I forgot the name. Win Beauty. You know, Win Beauty is actually not out of office, but it's no longer in Ulta. I don't know if you've been in Ulta lately, but she is no longer on the shelves. I don't know what happened with Win Beauty. I don't know if it was the marketing, the promotion, but they're just no longer there. But this is a soft matte concealer in the Fenty Beauty Concealer as well. And I like the concealer. I like the shade that I got too. It's like super brightening. It's a soft matte concealer, yet it was hydrating. I really messed with it heavily. But I'm not sure what happened with the marketing of it. And I'll be honest too, that little behind writing on that concealer, horrible. Horrible. The brush, it was okay. It's a very tiny brush, so you got to go in with multiple applications. But it's just something about the marketing. But I still bought it. It was on sale. So, powder. I'm actually using the One Size powder. One of the best powders on the market. One of the best powders on the market. It is so blurring. It's so finely milled. This is a translucent shade. It is blurring, yet it does not dry my skin out. And I do have dry skin, so that is why I was scared to use it. But it is gorgeous. And I actually take the powder and I set where I set the concealer, but I also set my entire face before I go in with powder products. So this is the NYX bronzer in Do Butter. Yeah, she does it. After bronzer, I am going in and filling in my brows. So this is actually the Sephora pencil. Love this pencil. Absolutely love this pencil. Love the shade range that it comes in. It's a micro pencil, but it pushes out just the right amount of product without putting too much force onto the pencil. I hate a micro pencil where I got to put so much force to get product out. And that's not this with the Sephora. So as far as blush, I'll be honest, I don't know what I put on my face. Yeah, so that won't be mentioned. I cannot remember, and I've been looking at this video, and I just don't remember. Finishing up my eyes, I smoked on my bottom lash line, put a nude shade on my brow bone and also in my inner corner just to open that up some and give it a little more definition. Putting on some mascara onto the bottom lashes. This mascara is from Tarte. Now I'm going to do the lips. I powder my lips first just so that the lip pencil can glide better. So this is the Morphe Signature Lip Pencil in the shade Trendsetter. It's probably the only pencil I've been using nowadays. Love this pencil. It's best when sharpened. This one was not. This is the Fenty Lip Cream Gloss in the shade Fenty Glow. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm spraying my face with a Morphe Setting Mist. We were just going out to eat, but I didn't feel like locking it all in. So, yeah, I didn't use a locking in setting spray. But this just made sure that everything was melted. So, going back in with that powder puff to make sure that's patted in. And that's it. That's your Valentine's Day look with a little bit of elevation. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you comment down below. Make sure you're checking out my other social medias. And I will see y'all in the next video. And also, try this look out for yourself. You don't need to use these products. You don't. You can use whatever that you have. Just try these techniques. Love ya.